a little bit on Friday as well, it does stir up some drama.
It certainly does. Drivers now about to get set, ready to race here at Jeddah. Safety car will be taking them through down the straight, and then eventually it'll make its way into the pit lane. It leaves it up to Dominic Blyer and Thomas Tattler. Blyer will be fearsome of that Team Falcons car, the Audi R8 LMS. It has been successful already today as they cross the line. They're going to put pedal to the metal, and it is go, 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 go. Dom Blyer with the lead up at the front. Thomas Tattler looking to try and follow him through in towards turn 1. Tattler will have the better line coming out of turn 2, but this time can't escalate it to a race lead. Joni Tormela trying to hold on to 4th. An almighty squeeze on Matti Sippiä, who sits down in 5th. He's having a renege for no contact as they came through the barrier. Of course, heading through out of turn 5 from turn 4 in towards turn 6. I tell you what, Sippiä can count his lucky stars.
Oh, and Dennis Schoeniger was trying to go for the gap there. He left it down the inside of Joni Tormela. Now as we head down towards turn 10 and 9 and 10, this is getting a little bit messy as Isaac Price is chucking himself in the mix. Big slide coming in from Jakub Matuszewski. We head now down towards turn 13, and it is a tough battle in this group. Dennis Schoeniger is desperately trying to hang on at the moment to 6th position. He sends it down the inside of Isaac Price. A little bit of contact and a brush between the pair as we depart 13, and it'll be the position held from Schoeniger as he runs it up to the barrier.
Brilliant work there from Schoeniger to fend Price off. Price held his run around the outside, but Schoeniger had enough in his locker to take it back and, well, take it away from him. Wisniewski also in a fight with Matuszewski, who's managed to hold on to 8th. Pajtor also running wheel to wheel there with Brzezinski too, as they now blast down this sequence of corners. Very light corners though, almost a straight. There you can see in the distance Price trying to levy up a potential move, but it's going to come a little too late this time. He's going to have to stay in behind the Mercedes as they blast through the very, very fast-paced sections here around Jeddah. Blyer though still out in front, but the gap's still well within 6/10. We take a look at the team's trophy on the right-hand side. That's what they're here to play for, Lewis.
Yeah, a little out of reach at the moment for some of these teams. Williams look like they might be the one to move through into Sunday's action, which is when that trophy will be handed out. Team Redline looking like the favourites to grab it at the moment, but you never really know how things are going to unfold when it comes to Championship Sunday. Isaac Price closing up to the back end of Dennis Schoeniger, trying to increase the hopes of G2 Esports having something special this afternoon. Sends it straight down the inside to claim 6th position. Schoeniger's going to hold firm around the outside of T1, gives him the inside of T2, sends it up and over the curb. There's contact between the pair of them. He'll just about hang on as we head back out through T3 down towards T4. They'll slam it down on the brakes over the outside line for Dennis Schoeniger here. The inside there for Isaac Price. There's contact again. I think Schoeniger's going to have to give that one up.
I think he might have to. That was where Sippiä got caught not too long ago. It gets very tight coming out of turn 4 through turn 5, but then you can open up slightly coming through turn 6. But Dennis Schoeniger in 6th place with Price in behind Tormela. In front of Schoeniger in 5th place, still remains in that top 6. Sippiä has found his way up to 4th now, 2 seconds off the top, where Dominic Blyer still sits. Williams in 1 and 3 in optimal positioning, really. The top 6 have 3 Williams cars in, which will levy their hopes of qualifying for tomorrow's final. It looks pretty good for them right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be out of it, completed it mathematically at the moment. They need 74 points of a lead, so they need to outscore Falcons, it is, by 24 points. No, sorry, 34 points. I can do some maths. Obviously 40 to get to 75 really is. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, they're not outscoring them by that much at the moment. That's the important bit, especially with Falcons running in 2nd and 4th. But again, it's one hand on that chance to move through. They need 4 good races. We said this before about Williams when they had that 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not a good line from Jakub Matuszewski, by the way. We said this before about Williams after Fuji. They didn't look particularly pleased by it because as much as they had a 1, 2, 3, 4, they knew they had a lot of work to do this afternoon. They are showing that. Big look to the inside then coming in from Isaac Price as he tries to clear the German driver who hangs on the 5th position at the moment.
Yeah, not forgetting as well, this is such an important round for Williams because if we look back at Monza during the online rounds, of course, Monza coming up next on our track list, race 4. In fact, they only had 1 car that got out of the quarter-final phase, and that was Dominic Blyer. McCormack, Schoeniger and Pajtor all were eliminated during the quarter-finals in round 3 of the team's championship. So ideally, if they want to score points, they need to do it now. Price has lost 2 places.
Yeah, indeed. Just dropping back ever so slightly as here we go. Oh, my goodness. We're heading up to through and 3 wide as we head down towards turn 4. Look at that, straight through the middle.
G2.
As Mashayevsky is trying to send it. Wisniewski and Brzezinski have gone round slightly. Now there's some squeezes out towards the barrier. Falcons are having some huge contact. G2 are having some huge contact. And it's looking like absolute carnage. I didn't realise it tuned into BTCC this afternoon.
Goodness me, 3 wide at Jeddah, not possible. And that goes to show. And again, they wrestle across the track. The two G2 cars trying to rise up. Price, Wisniewski, Leminem, Semislav Lamenek, also in between the three. He's got his teammate coming into the fight as well with Matuszewski. Oh, and he's lost out to Daniel Pashtor. Back in the field for Jakub Matuszewski.
Yeah, stick an extra point for Williams there as Pashtor sneaks his way through, but I think they might be gaining an extra few points on G2 and Falcons there, could Williams, because I think there's a few penalties to be dished out from race control after all that. A little bit too messy for my liking. They were just, I mean, look, 3 wide around here, you don't really see it, and there's a really good reason for it. It's because it's quite hard and very messy, and that is exactly what we saw.
Yeah, the walls are very close here at the Jeddah Corniche, and that is an illustration of what can happen if things get a little too messy. Riding on board with Nikodem Wisniewski, his teammate Jakub Brzezinski in behind. Of course, these two were in the heart of the fight that we saw earlier on. And, of course, Price is part of it as well, as we now watch Dara McCormack make his way through the final corner. Still hunting down after Thomas Tatler, and could yet put Williams in a 1-2 scenario here as he chases Tatler down in towards turn 1, as I said before, prior to this team's championship element of the competition, representing Munster a few years ago. Now looking to once again ascend with Williams as he goes wheel to wheel here with the Audi R8 LMS. Tatler holding the inside. McCormack not able to get the up and under, certainly not able to get the move done on the outside of the chicane, and now has to wait till after turn 3 and maybe even turn 4 to try again.
Yeah, indeed. Like I say, it's just the where is the advantage for some of these drivers. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie, this has been very impressive to see this drive from Don Blyer. DB's just absolutely checked out at the moment as he tries to march his way to his first ever victory in the ESL R1 competition. And of course, especially here at the Esports World Cup. What a time to grab that first victory, by the way, for Don Blyer if he's able to do so. McCormack could make this a Williams 1-2. It has been quite hard, though, to pass the Jeddah Corniche circuit. But let's be honest, McCormack is brave. Darren McCormack has won so many times in ESL R1. I can't remember how many he's up to. I think he's up to 17 race victories overall.
Absolutely sensational. Tatler, I think, just trying to hold on to the runners-up spoon in this particular race. I think more concerned about dropping more points against Williams at this stage, because obviously these are the 2 main teams that are at the top end fighting over the group stage. Remember, 2 teams from this second chance go to the finals tomorrow, making up a 6-team fight for the team's title. Here comes McCormack again, having a look around the outside. Surely no position or no place to make that overtake happen. Had to renege and go in behind Thomas Tatler. There was a slight little bit of contact, a graze if you like, but McCormack reneging, and the right thing to do in my opinion.
Yeah, indeed. McCormack has a whole host of podiums, by the way. 45 podiums in ESL R1 in 95 races. Again, he will pass 100 depending on how things go on Sunday. Big look to the inside coming in from Joni Tormula in the background as he tries to march his way past Matti Siepeler at the final corner. Can't quite set that one up for him. It will leave him down the inside as they head down into turn 1. McCormack might be able to sneak his way past as well on Tatler and take over second place and make it a Williams 1-2 as that big, brutal Mercedes will head its way down the inside of the Audi R8. Breaks early, though. McCormack not trying to risk it here. It's not worth the extra points if you're going to potentially get some points penalties. Joni Tormula couldn't quite clear Siepeler as well as they head through T1.
Yeah, it didn't take it as far as he did on lap 4 where they went wheel to wheel through the first part of the chicane, and then on the outset it was, of course, Tatler who held it. But I think McCormack may be doing 2 jobs here. Either take second place, or in the meantime, slow Tatler up, ensure that Don Blyer takes the victory. This is a team game at the end of the day. Let's take a look at this replay. Now, this was the chaos, Lewis.
I don't even want to talk through this. This is absolute craziness. So you got one of the GTs getting to the inside. They're all over the curbs where it's all a little bit bumpy. There was a bit of wall contact there, bit more sending out. Do you know what I'm going to say there? That's almost a little bit of racing instinct, because they're all kind of bouncing off of various little bits of the racetrack they're sending around. Bit of G2 on G2 contact, and I'm pretty sure, like you say, Nathan Tague won't be particularly pleased by what he's seen there. That, though, is poor.
That is truly unreal. Obviously, I can imagine, like you so rightly say, Nathan Tague probably doing his absolute nuts in, because it wasn't just 2 G2 cars that made contact with each other. There was a third, because you saw the one concertinaing in behind. So very much a self-harming exercise through the course of that lap, as we now see McCormack once again, this time trying it on Tatler into the very fast left and right. Not the place to do it, because there is a very dangerous section of wall there. You can just seen them getting so close to it on the outset of the chicane, but then they've got a sequence of straights to come. That, of course, coming out of turn 15 and 16, but they did well to avoid it. McCormack thinking a little smarter, but this time he's going to try it on Thomas Tatler.
He's going to go for it here down into the final corner. He's trying to set up a move down into T1. He's trying to force Tatler out wide. Tatler has gone wide. The up and under comes in from McCormack as he sends his way up into second place. Little nod of the head there. It becomes a Williams Esports 1-2. Perfectly read from McCormack. He forced Tatler to defend and worked his way through. Yannick Tourmalet will make a move on Matty Siepler in the background as well as they head down the start-finish straight. And once again, Thomas Tatler will have a look down into T1. But once we've exited turn 2, it will be confirmed as a 1-2 at the moment for Williams.
Well, that was absolutely sensational. The man from Kildare in Ireland managing to find the undercut coming through the final corner, coming out of turn 27. It was so majestic. He just broke a little earlier, found the escape coming out of turn 27, and the run down towards turn 1 was left with the Williams out ahead of Team Falcon's very own Thomas Tatler. And now it's a 1-2 scenario for Williams once more. Yeah. Of course, they would have liked 3 and 4 to correspond with what happened at Fuji, and Tatler, as you can see, very frustrated and the odd mistake creeping in.
Yeah, it was pretty poor through 8 and 9 there was Tatler. Used a little bit too much of the curb, and I don't know necessarily, I've not actually driven the Jeddah Corniche circuit in these GT3s, but typically what I would suspect based on my knowledge is the Merc should take to the curbs quite nicely going through 8, 9 and 10, but the Audi's typically a little bit more, struggles a little bit more on the curb, although I can't say that one for certain. It did seem as though that did look like it was the case there for Thomas Tatler. Riding on board though with our race leader, and look at that beautiful clean road up ahead. Dom Blyer absolutely running away with things for his first ever victory in ESL R1. He has 2 more laps to complete if he's going to take that victory here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Only our 4th race around here in ESL R1, and to be fair, only 4th race of Rennsport around here.
It's not quite Sunday, but this is very much a Sunday drive for Dom Blyer, taking it nice and steady. McCormack sat in second place. Williams currently holding all the cards, and I must say this is going to go very well in terms of what their hopes and expectations will be. No doubt the team behind the scenes are going to be well, soldiering them on, hoping that they can go out there and ensure their place as one of the 2 teams to make it through to the finals, to battle it out for the overall team's crown. Obviously, it's going to play such a vital part in this Esports World Cup. Whilst Falcons have, of course, won the club championship, still some major points to be dished out. Let's take a look at the replay here. Running on board here with the Williams driver. This is Darren McCormack's move through turn 27. Just perfectly executed, Lewis, and that is experience in a nutshell.
Yeah, absolutely teed him up, did McCormack. You can see already way too far on the inside, trying to turn. Tatler knew he was braking too late. McCormack judged that one perfectly, straight back through on the inside. Lovely stuff from Darren McCormack to take his way up into second spot, and now with a 2-second lead over Thomas Tatler, it does look as though it is going to be a 1-2 for the Williams Esports team. They'll be cleaning up with 45 points at least from the top 2 positions. Is it going to give them an extra 40 points, or 34 points rather, on their gap and confirm them as moving through to Sunday? Not quite, but do you know what? They'd have to have an absolute disaster from the next. I don't even think it's 74, but it's confusing because of all the penalty points and stuff that you can get. But it's fine, we're not going to talk about it. We'll move on.
Yeah, we'll have to review it later on, but Monza has not been too kind to the Williams outfit in the past. We've obviously, like I said, alluded to those online rounds, and it could be the case that that the Audi R8 could be more prudent, that being for Team Falcons. And don't count out, obviously, G2 to come back and at least finish strong, but given the fact that things are stacked the way they are with Falcons 3rd and 4th right now, that is still integral points, as Yannick Tourmalet now looks to go hunting as well, chasing after Matty Siepler. The Porsche up the inside. Now that is stunning. Oh, but a little wide. Pushing off, unfortunately, what looked to be Matty Siepler, just overextending slightly. Might have been a little bit of contact there thrown in as well. A line you would generally see in a single-seater around the Corniche, but unfortunately for Tourmalet, he's had to give that place back.
Yeah, indeed. Like, race control would have instantly jumped on that and said, yeah, well, I don't think that. Even if he was able to hang on, but that's fine, as they'll head back out on the start-finish straight to begin the final lap of the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Blyer, McCormack, Williams 1-2 looks locked on and ready to go. Thomas Tatler and Matty Siepler certainly do not look locked on and ready to go with a final spot on the podium and for 4th place. Little look to the inside from Yannick Tourmalet, cannot find the move.
Yeah, so he come through out of turns 1 and 2. Patience, obviously a virtue here for Yannick Tourmalet, having to wait in behind, try the move coming through turns 15 and 16, but it wasn't to be. Has been forced to at least delay any ascension at all through this timing tower. Scipio still holding on to fourth with Falcons, at least taking a podium from this affair. Of course, Tatler would have been hoping for a little more. Whilst third isn't bad, he would have fancied maybe even a first place. Remember, he has been one of the focal points for Team Falcons as we now revisit back to the top. Dom Blyer, who I have to say has been utterly dominant, but McCormack's driving has been sensational. I think if we were measuring out drivers of the day, I would give McCormack that in an instant. Yeah,
Darren McCormack's actually been really, really good. I know that qualifying lap at Daytona has held him back a little bit, but this result here will boost that confidence as we head into the Temple of Speed, and hopefully will give him that confidence to fire on all of the 8 cylinders of his Mercedes. Dom Blyer's been fantastic. McCormack does have the fastest lap of the race. The two of those will be very, very happy, though, with their results, but who's going to join them on the podium? That has to be said.
Yeah, that is the big mystery. Of course, at the moment, 2 Williams cars do share the podium right now, but Tatler, Scipio, Tormala are all fighting over it, and this could be an important one at least for G2. But following now, Dominic Blyer at the front of the order. He has led the majority of this race, and after a stellar performance in qualifying, he'll come around the final corner at turn 27, the first race win of his ESL R1 career. It's been a long time coming, but never has been more important. Dominic Blyer wins here at Jeddah. A fabulous performance from both he and Darren McCormack. That is a Williams 1-2 with Tatler coming across the line in third.
Understated celebration there, just a little smile and a fist bump. He knows it is Cormac there, a good second place. Again, not overwhelmed by positivity at the moment, but still a fantastic performance.
Yeah, an absolutely stellar performance indeed. We'll be back